Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today I filmed a slightly different kind of video for you. I have done a hair tutorial, as you will see from the title of this video. So if you'd like to see how I create this look and style my now shorter hair, please keep watching. Okay, to start my hair, the first thing I'm going to do is just brush through it with my Tangle Teezer to make sure that there's no knots. I did wash my hair this morning and I blow dried it and then shoved it up, which is why it's kind of a little bit out of control right now. So I'm just going to make sure I go through it really well with my Tangle Teezer, and I have one of the really cute little Lulu Guinness ones, it's that way around, and it has little lipsticks on it, can you see? So that's really cute, and I always carry that in my handbag with me because I don't know about you, but my hair gets so tangled throughout the day, especially during autumn and winter when I'm wearing like a scarf or a big coat. It's so annoying, so I always like to carry one of those around with me. And then what you're going to need is either a curling wand or your hair straighteners, one of these little grips to pin up your hair, and then your choice of hairspray and texturizing spray for the finished look. And hopefully this should be quite quick. I think I'm going to be able to do it in about 10 minutes, so I'm going to have a look at the timer and see how we get on. Once you've got your hair brushed through, there's no knots, and you've got your parting set where you usually have it, you want to split your hair into two sections on each side. So I'm just going to start on my left side and then move on to my right. So what I normally do is just grab my little clip even, separate that head, I guess, in two, and then just twist that, oh, my finger's tangled, twist that up out of the way. So you're left with kind of this bottom half of hair. And I don't like really tight curls. I want them to be quite undone, a little bit wavy, and I say effortless, but obviously a lot of effort actually goes into it. So you've got a fairly large chunks, I guess, and then I'm just going to take them about an inch and a half wide, and then make my way forward through the curls. Something to remember is that when you're curling your hair, you always want to do it away from your face. So on my left side I obviously turn outwards, and then again when I'm doing my right side I'll turn outwards in that direction, just because if you curl your hair inwards it's quite unflattering and it doesn't really sit nice and it's quite a dated look. So always make sure you go outwards. So first thing I'm going to do is obviously start towards the back of my hair. So as you can see, I'm just going to take a fairly decent sized chunk there. And what I'm going to do is I'm not going to start right at the top. I'm going to start midway down, and then I'm going to curl my hair until I get to just before the end, so that the tips aren't included, just so that it sits nicer, it looks more natural and isn't too ringlety. So I will show you exactly what I'm going to do here. So I'm going to grab the hair there, turn it in the straighteners, and when you see there's a little bit left, just let go. So it's quite an undone wave, but that's the general theme, how you're going to go through, and it shouldn't take you long at all. And if your hair is, obviously mine's quite straight naturally, as you can see, this is my natural hair. So if your hair isn't quite as straight as mine naturally and you want to have a more natural finish, you can just once over with the straighteners really quickly, not too much heat to the hair, and then again just go in with the curling wand or hair straighteners and then just stop before you get to the end. And I like to give it a little twirl with my finger before throwing it back over my shoulder. So I'm just going to make my way through now the rest of my hair. And again I'm just going to straighten this bit so it's a little bit out of control, and then just curl it through and let go. Easy peasy. Even the novices, those of you who are novices will be able to do this really easily. And then once you get used to it, you can whiz through your hair quite quickly, and then again through the hair and then let go. And then you see the kind of wave that you're left with. It's not too tight and it just sits nicely, quite bouncy, and obviously the end is just left out of the curl. So that, you saw how quick that was. That's literally taken me, what, 2 minutes to do? So that's the bottom layer of this side. I'm now going to let this bit of hair down. I tend to tuck this behind my ear while I do this. So I'm going to let this top section down now. Just pin that out of the way. Give it another quick brush through just because my hair gets tangly. Like that. And then again, start from the back, working my way forward. So again, taking a decent sized section and just whizzing through. And my hair straighteners are some really old GHDs that I got years ago. I really need to replace them, but I just feel like I never want to spend that much on them anymore. And they're still doing the job fine. I mean, maybe a little bit burny, but you know, we can deal with it. And then, okay, for this front section, because I want this to sit nicely around my face, I'm going to take a slightly bigger chunk than I have for the rest of my hair. And then again, I'm just going to curl it in the same way, starting midway down and ending just before I get to the end, just so it's a more flattering shape that's sat around my face. So taking that section and my straighteners, I'm just going to go in and start curling straight away. Obviously it's up to you how tight you want to do the curl, and then just let go. So you see that sits quite nicely around the face. So at this point, it's not overly curly on the top layer. So what I tend to do is go through, pick a couple of strands and just add a little bit more definition to those by just doing a slightly tighter curl, just so that when we add the texturizing spray, there's a bit more body to the hair. So as you can see, to add these layers in, I'm just picking really fine bits of hair out. And curl. So as you can see, that's a little bit more curly, but that will soon drop. And I also like to brush through my curls as well, so it will drop even more. Okay. And then always make sure you've picked out the bits at the back. I always forget. So you see that bit's pretty straight. You want to go over just a couple of bits at the back of your head as well. Okay, so I'm going to leave that how it is for now, and I'm going to move on to the other side of my head. Again, I'm going to just take my finger to separate my hair and then just run it through with my Tangle Teezer. And then again, just doing the same, starting from the back, curling, down, let go, and just moving my way through. Obviously you can go back and do any bits that you're not happy with, but we want it to look quite effortless, so I wouldn't worry too much if it's not overly curly. My hair is actually quite fine as well, so although that looks like a really big chunk, because my hair's so fine, it just goes through nicely. And then again, just going to straighten that back, it's a little bit frizzy, and then curl through. Then taking the other final part of my hair, I've only been filming this so far for 9 minutes, so this is a quick look. Okay, so again, starting from the back of the head, I have my crown here, my hair crown, so I always like to just straighten that bit at the top because it's a little bit lumpy at the back. But then again, I'm just going to go through with my straighteners. I mean, I probably should use more clips to section off my hair, but who needs that when you can do your hair in 15 minutes in the morning. But this is nice because it looks like you made the effort, and you can do it for Christmas parties and any events, New Year, and it just looks nice without taking too much time. Okay, so I did that bigger front section there, and again it's sitting around the face. So my hair is still looking quite flat, as you can see. Obviously I have very fine hair, which is why, but we want to go in again on this side and just add in a few more tighter curls closer to the root, just to add a little bit of body. I know that my mum will be laughing at me while I watch this, because all I ever want to do is achieve those beachy waves that you see on Victoria's Secret models, but because my hair is so fine, they just drop out straight away. So it's an ongoing life problem for me. Okay, let me maybe curl that bit a little bit more. And what I like to do, because I hate tight curls like this, is take my Tangle Teezer again and just brush through all those curls so that they become more effortless and natural and smooth. not natural really, is it? But you know. So brush through there. You can see that just loosens up the curls, and they just sit a lot nicer. Then what I'm going to do is go in with my texturizing spray, which is the Charles Worthington Volume and Bounce texturizing spray, and it's part of their Salon at Home range. This is an amazing texturizing spray. It's one of the best that I've used. I've tried a few now, including the Orvay one that is so expensive, but this is a great drugstore dupe for that, so I highly recommend. It's about £6 or £7, so definitely worth it, especially if you can get it on offer in Boots or Superdrug. So then what I'm going to do is just lift up my hair and spray just through several sections of my hair. And again on the other side. And the reason why I lift my arm over to this side is because I want to hold it back before I drop it down. So what that does is add a little bit of grit to your hair, a bit of body, and it just helps to make it look a little bit more undone. I like to just work it through my hair with my fingers. Obviously, because my hair was washed today, it won't hold as well as it would have if it was second day hair. But I really didn't want to film this video with like greasy hair, because that's what would have happened. And again, sometimes I like to just brush through a few bits. You could back comb it if you want to. I don't actually have a comb, so I'm not going to do that. But you can see already that's kind of doubled the size of my hair. And then finally I'm going to go in hairspray. You know, you've all seen this. This is like a classic hairspray in Firm Hold. And what I'm going to do is just lean my hair a little bit forward, spray it just lightly over the top, and that's just going to help keep everything in place even more. God, it stinks now in here. Okay, so obviously now it's a little bit out of control, so I'm just going to brush through the front bits again, just so they're a little bit softer. Brush through where I want to. And that is it. And I think that just proves to you, I've done it in less than 15 minutes. So the timer is currently on 14 minutes 38 to achieve this really easy undone, kind of messy curled hair for either short hair or, I don't know if this is a lob. Is this? I think so, because a bob would probably be about there. So yeah, let's call it a long bob. And then again, I just end up playing with my hair for ages after just touching it and letting it sit where I want to. So I hope this tutorial was useful for you. If it was, give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe, and also comment below if you like hair tutorial videos, and I'll see what else I can do for you. And yeah, I will see you next time. Bye!